YouTube, what is good? It is I'm so glad to be back with y'all. I chit chatted with y'all a little bit last night, but it just wasn't the same as a podcast. But y'all know what this one is. As always, I always let you know what's going on. So I'm super excited about talking with these guys. Some good players out of Rhode Island. It's gonna be some interesting conversations. I think they have something really entertaining to talk about here in a minute that I'm really looking forward to and would like to participate something like that in the future for us as well. But Inferno, it's good to see you, man. Inferno, you back? You said I'm finally back. I'm assuming maybe you had something going on with your page. But yeah, man, y'all know what it is. Get your Alpaca Coffee. Make sure you're drinking some. I'm not at the moment. I'm not going to just sit here and lie to you at the second. I've been busy, didn't make no coffee, so I'm not even going to sit here and just, bullshit around. But I do got some Mountain Dew at the moment. But nonetheless, I'm going to kick it over to these guys real quick. Y'all know what questions I normally have, and then we'll kind of get into some discussion here in a second. So basically, man, y'all start telling me who you are. Who are you as a player, and how long y'all been playing?
All right, man. Well, my name's Slater. We've been playing for New England Speedsoft since pretty much like December. We've been a sponsored player by Extreme. Extreme's our field out in Rhode Island. It's in Exeter. You can look it up on everything. It's on my page, Slater, NESS.Slater. That's where you can find me. We're just a small team pretty much out of Rhode Island. We built ourselves from just being friends and figuring, if we're the ones that are going to look at this community in a different way and start something new, we were the ones that were going to pioneer it over here, because we were definitely sought after as the bad players. Speedsofters have that sour name here in Rhode Island, and we definitely changed the scope of things and made a lot of people realize that we're the new up and coming style of Airsoft, if you want to say that.
So y'all brought some positivity your way, is what it sounds like. So was there? I mean, I agree with you. There's a lot of shade that's always kind of thrown at Speedsofters, and I really don't get the justification why behind it. I know there's some bad apples that run through, guys breaching into other spawns, shooting guys in the face on the way kind of by. It may look cool, but sometimes I find that being a bit of an asshole. So you said December. So how long have y'all actually kind of formed into a team? You might have just answered that question, but
we've been about a year.
We've been a team for a little while. We kind of just picked up everybody as we went, and everything's worked out pretty well.
That's good. That's a lot of how we did. At ACS, we was all the guys that just kind of played together, teamed up together, just kind of came homies, and then eventually we was just like, man, we need to put a name to this,
Absolutely.
So we ended up doing that, and then got competitive because we just started playing SpeedQB last June, July, something like that. It ain't been a whole year for us yet on that level. But once we started playing, we was hooked. We played some CQB indoors and stuff like that beforehand. But once we kind of got onto SpeedQB, hooked. Now we're crack addicts to the sport. But that's good to hear that y'all are bringing some positivity y'all's way. And I like the initiative you was just talking about. If anybody's going to do this, it's going to be us, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
I like to.
Yeah, me, and Earl kind of started getting more and more popular on the Instagram and TikTok and the NESS TikTok. Joey Joker is the one who runs that. And we kind of just started posting, little clips, just like everybody else usually that gets a GoPro, and a lot of them popped off, with more than thousands of views and millions of views on the TikTok or whatever it is.
16 million views.
Girl,
so it's just
that's exciting right there.
So that's definitely what got us motivated to start a team and create the New England Speedsoft whole platform. You know what I mean? And for Extreme to reach out to us and also be our helping partner in this whole thing, they've just been giving us all the right tools that we need in order to get this stuff done. You know what I mean? Because we'd rather see people not in pubs, doing exactly what you're saying, running up into people's spawns, yeah, you're good, but there's also sportsmanship.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's where the competitive arena style fight night, whatever you want to call it. That's what brings all these players, to all at the same place, and that's what we wanted to do.
Competitive setting, competitive state.
So did any of y'all ever? Did you start out in a Milsim world or anything like that, and then kind of transition into it, or so you just kind of came straight into the indoor? Have you played outdoor? Do you ever play outdoor?
I think we've played outdoor once.
Yeah, a couple times.
Oh man, y'all got so much love.
So these guys have a little bit of a different start than I did. Like both Brett and Joey kind of started at the same time. We started playing indoor together, like on turf, and then after that, we kind of moved into extreme. But I actually started out with extreme. God, I don't even know. Back in 2013, I was a ref there. So I started playing paintball. That's what I got into. My best friend Mikey was with me all the time, and his father owned one of the fields down here. So we just been playing paintball, for years, and we never even knew what airsoft was. And then we started buying those springers and stuff like that. And we're like, wow, damn, let's go in the woods. Let's do this. So I kind of started in the woods. I started with Milsim players. I was always that one kid that ran around like a psychopath, you know what I mean? And they didn't even know how to deal. They're like, what do we do? I got a sniper. You're running after me, shooting me with a pistol. So it kind of just gave us that outlook. And then extreme, again, they've been kind of like my home team. Like they're my homies there. I've known them for a long time, and they've always been around, for us, reaching out, doing whatever they can, just to keep us in the loop.
That's good. There's E. That's good to have a field that stands behind you like that. You know what I mean? I think sometimes that's hard to come by because there's so many fields that see so many players, week in and week out. So it's nice to see when teams or fields, get involved with their teams, listen to what they have to say, things like that. I think that's really awesome, especially for the sponsoring part. Opposed to just, 10% off here, this, that, and the other, but actually being able to engage with the players. I think it's extremely important.
Yeah, we worked for it. We worked hard to be able to get to the spot that we are now. Because no one saw the the behind the scenes. They only see the highlights right now.
Naturally,
we had a long time coming up. A lot of talks and trying to get ourselves to be sponsored by people. Sponsor friendly and being in that
changing
space.
our styles.
Changing how we play, changing how we do everything.
Making sure Extreme and other companies knew that we were serious about it and weren't just gonna ask for a sponsorship and throw it away.
Yeah, and that's a good point, man. On sponsorships, when you have it, you have to put on a whole different face, especially when you're carrying their logo. I mean, I see your jersey in the background. I have my jersey. We have sponsors as well. So when we have that jersey on, not only do we represent, first and foremost PBZ, but not within the same coin, other companies that stand behind us. We don't want to embarrass them or anything along them lines. So. And I think that's part of the competitive world too. There is sometimes it can seem like a fine line, but I think there's a distinct difference between the weekend warrior and, competitive airsoft. Behavior-wise, skill level-wise, things like that. There's a lot with that. And it's nice to see it growing and everything. Okay. It's an elephant in the room to me just because I knew about it before this actually started. So tell me about this, what you got coming up. I ain't gonna blurt it out there, but tell me how it started and what you have coming up there.
Yeah, so recently we've been kind of delving into the fight night scene. So a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, we had our first fight night. It's kind of like our pre-fight night, just trying to figure out what people like, where people, feel comfortable, see how many teams would show up, see how the field would react to it, refs, us as players, me hosting it. So it was just it was a lot. It was very new to all of us, and that's what we wanted to do, is we wanted to jump straight into it and just kind of see what the people want, you know what I mean? And that was the purpose of it, is kind of getting feedback in order to do the next one. So this Saturday, we're going to be doing our round 2 of Fight Night. So we did a little bit of scrambling, changed a couple rules. We're going to be changing the field a little bit again, because we have a really modular field. It's not super set in stone. Like whatever we do on the field, we can just keep constantly change it, to fit that need, because there's a lot of players that are like, oh, I don't like this back left corner, like this back left's trash, and it's true. So we just change it up. We'll just fix it. You know what I mean? And that's the cool thing about Extreme. Like they'll help us out and start building us the actual things that we need. I was thinking about the blow up stuff, but that's just me. I like that. A lot of other people like the backyard style with just like wood tires, barriers all over the place, and that's what we do.
That's good. So are y'all going to use, are y'all kind of piggybacking with what we know is Fight Night when it comes to with what Speaky B is doing, or like different platforms? You have to use a pistol. Are you picking up things? I mean, when I think Fight Night, it's the first thing I think of there. So are you picking up any of them same vibes of doing?
No, so we're doing this completely different from that. Yes, we're doing the 1v1s, the 2v2s. We're delving into that a little bit, but mostly what we're focusing on is the team base, so 5v5s and 3v3s, and that's where we're getting our really good competition. So I was just watching the Syndicate Union. It's a great representation of what kind of we're trying to make ours be like. They have a great system with the button pressing and the point system, and I really like it. I was just watching it literally before I got on this podcast, and it really, really showed me a lot of insight as to where we could be going with this. And I think that's what the people want. That's what everybody wants. So, we'll just keep making these changes and just building it to a better level to where we'll be one of those like Project N1, like you said, what was the field that you were talking about before?
At HTK? They don't have one yet, but that's something me and Esmond would love to see. They had definitely the grounds for it to do it, and I like the idea with the 2v2, 3v3 thing. And when it comes to the 1v1, I think it really pulls when the rubber meets the road. Especially it lets the skill level of each player really shine and have their individuality to And it's a good way to hype things up, like in a good vibe of talking shit, talking shit to each other. Yeah. But in a good way, you're trying to get into each other's head. Not saying it like you're actually not like this guy, but if I'm about to play E, I'm gonna talk mad shit to him, and he's gonna do the same thing to me.
I would expect nothing less.
It's the hype, and it's to get it like that, and that's really exciting. I've used that comparison before with. You think of UFC fights. They meet up. They knuckling up for photo shoots, but, they're talking shit. You build the climax to it. Puts a lot of pressure. Is there anywhere this is going to be streamed or anything like that where people can find the videos afterwards?
We're working on it. I think what I'm going to do is I'll stream it on my personal account, whether it's New England Speedsoft and the NESS account, but I'm going to try to do both. And what we'll do is we'll just stream it on Instagram for now. It's hard for me to get a actual streaming platform.
Yeah.
But again, we're working on it, and I think for now we will have people on the sidelines, and I kind of have a new concept going on. So hopefully we'll be able to have a good view of the field too in the background. So again, we'll see, but we'll definitely have a live stream on the NESS page for sure.
That's good because. The social media presence, and you was touching about that a minute ago, is, as you started to grow on that and getting 60 million views, I think you said a minute ago, that's huge. 60 million people to see something. Even though can be something small, 30 seconds, it can make an impact, and I think a really big social media presence is huge these days, and it's just growing. YouTube, Instagram, Instagram is full of it. I post stuff there. I follow people that post things. TikTok is blowing up very quickly. The platform we're using right here, YouTube, is a good way to get the content out there and let other people see. And honestly, when it boils down to it, it makes it grow. It's watering that seed. More people see it and want to be interested. when I started playing Airsoft, what was the first thing I did? Started watching YouTube. You know, I mean, I think
Right.
we all do that. We go to YouTube and see what's out there.
I do it every day.
Yeah,
I just watch Airsoft pretty much every day. I mean, you can ask my girl; she'll vouch for me.
Tournament.
So,
Yeah, he's got the tournament in the background.
yeah, there you go. That is really good stuff
Like,
to see.
It's good to study too, like, and watch these, like, the syndicate. Like, they're really cool, like, because they're giving you these aspects of, like, what we can't really see on the field. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, you learn so much from just watching these players, like, sneak up on each other and do their thing out there, and I love that.
Yeah. Like the Demo moment. Where you at, bro? You know, how big did that video blow up in a matter of like a day?
Bro,
Yeah.
go to my NESS page right now.
Yeah, Slater blew up
The
for that
first
too.
video I ever posted was a where you at. Like, literally, it was a where you at. Like, I had a Springer pistol in my hand, and I'm like, where you at? Where they at, bro? Where they at? Boom, hit them with the Springer pistol with the tracer that was, like, glued to it. That was Earl's. But, like, it's stuff like that that just blows up, and people love it. Like, yeah, it's corny, but it's fun.
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
And I think that corniness like intrigues people.
yeah.
And I for sure. I mean, I know in our area, a lot of guys look at go to YouTube and see this indoor gameplay, this Speak UB stuff that we do, and a few people that we follow do, and then they come out there, and it's it's not the exact same, but they still get that feeling of it of like, I see the comparison.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just fun. Like, I don't know, like, every day I go out on that field, like one of our dudes like just put it in a good perspective. Like, you just feel like alive out there. You just start like focusing, and especially on like a speed soft like tournament, like everybody's like quiet. It's like the quiet before the storm, right before the whistle blows, and like go.
Focus
And then
up.
that one kid slips, and he's like, "Oh no!" but like, no, I mean, for real, like, it's a whole vibe, and like you were talking about, like the 1v1s. When Speed GB came to us, and like they showed up to Extreme, and they kind of like did their own thing. They had us doing those 1v1s, and man, I had so much fun doing that. Me and my boy Mel, we were both out there, like, we just were like, yeah, let's do this 1v1 me. Like, I wanna
The
do this.
emotions in the room when that happened were
People in the
crazy.
stands,
You
the
had
crowd-
to be there. You really just had to be there to understand. But it was such an amazing like feeling just being there to watch him, Slater and Mel go down on the field, like, play. It was nuts. It was so cool. People were yelling in the stands every
And
time.
he's a Milsim player. That's the other thing that you don't know. So like, he'll be listening right now, and like seriously, he's a Milsim player. He loves doing what we do. He's like, he loves the whole vibe. But like, he came out to that event and he was like, damn, this shit changed my mind, real. He's like, I'm about to buy a dime mask.
And turned them all the way out.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering that. I was talking about it last night on just a chilling kind of video I was on here, and was talking about y'all coming on, and I was looking back over the Instagram page, and I seen it, and I was like, I believe that's where they went. You just confirmed that to me, talking about Speak QB that come up there, so SYG and them. That's what I was thinking. It looked really familiar. I just wasn't entirely too sure.
Yeah, I have a few shorts on my page. If you go to my NESS Slater page, the one that I was like checking out, you can see my shorts, and I have like a couple of videos of like us with them in the videos. It was pretty fun. Like, they really like were cool with everybody.
Yeah,
we had
they're good
so
people,
many
yeah.
people at the event too.
We've played with them at HTK and played with them in Nashville.
Yes, I watched you guys together over there. That shit was cool. And like, that's the other thing, is we don't get to get outdoor, like go to like these nice outdoor fields like you guys have, and like, I'd love to like come by there, or even Virginia, anywhere. I'll go anywhere.
That was one of my questions on there is some other fields. Have y'all been to other fields, or only Extreme? I mean, any kind of travel or anything like that? Have y'all done that yet?
Yeah,
so-
throughout Rhode Island, a few fields in Mass. I think a couple of us made our way up to New York.
Yeah, we went up to Striker, and we
Nice.
tried that out with I don't know if you know them, but like the Murder Inc. guys, and like Pierce Patillo. I don't know if you
I know
know those
Murder.
guys.
I know Murder Inc. Yeah.
So a lot of those guys were out there, local airsoft. Like he was out there in at Striker, so we met up with them and we tried it out. That's like that crazy stuff. Like, you know, like you're out there with demons, like people not calling their hits at all. We're just like shooting each other,
Marking each other,
running in circles, shooting each other. It was really intense, but. You know, like it was just one of those places you had to go check out. It was like, you know, I see all the videos of it. I'm like, damn, I'm taking the grip down there. But we stay here. We stay in Rhode Island. You know, Extreme always helps us out. We always promote them and give them, you know, all of our help, like reffing, all that stuff. So I just like to stick around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
And when they give we were also planning, you know, like with the way the team's working right now, like a good year of us training here and doing our events here and keep practicing, because we show up every Thursday and like practice and work out and do our thing, and like the field lets us do that. So we have another team, Oracle, and a couple of like, you know, players will trickle in here and there, and they'll all come out and practice with us. So I mean, like we're running laps in the cold, we're like doing push-ups, sit-ups, or whatever else, and you know, then we'll be doing our reps, and like we set up targets on a wall. We'll be practicing our snapshots, like doing a lot of things, a lot of sneaky things, a lot of hush things. You know, we don't want to say too much.
That's good though. Training outside of the field, like not just only on the weekends. I mean, we've been blessed with and me and Esmond are going to be there tomorrow at a certain situation. We now have a practice field for us that's going to be, it's outdoor, but it's going to be a good way for us, because we've had to travel. The closest one we had was 2 hours away to even touch the Speakeasy field. So we had to go down to Nashville, Tennessee, just to even touch one. But we've done practice, you know, outside of that, just different ways. I've done some here at home. I have a Dorito behind my shed, like legit. Or at one of our players' house, Spiffy. Just that little bit of practice. I mean, hell, sitting at home, you know, even sitting in a chair, just playing with a gun, getting comfortable with your gun, something like that, you know, it's a plus. It's always training, even if you're not thinking about sweeping your house, you know what I mean? Like,
Talking about it. How's your lefty, Joey?
Gotta work on the left.
Talk about it.
You gotta work on the left.
That's crazy.
I'm making him run a pistol, and he's gonna try to run X, I think. So he's not used to that. He usually plays the back wall, and we're going to switch it up. So we'll see how it goes.
It's exciting. Versatility. We've been talking about that, too. I'm a backline player. Esmond's a backline player. It's normally where we play. We've all been talking about moving around a little bit, whatever the position is, being comfortable in every spot. And ambidextrous, so you're talking about your left. I mean, it's always good to be able to shoot accurately, both hands, comfortable, no matter what the scenario there. It's always a good thing. All right. I love this question because it always unfolds from here. The 5-year question. Where do you see Airsoft in 5 years?
Nuts.
The
vision is crazy. There's so much stuff that, you know, me and Slater have in mind for like the future that, you know, we won't even talk about yet because it's just it would sound so ridiculous. But if Airsoft blows up like we think it is, and, you know, the whole Speed QB thing or Speedsoft just in general, it's just like keeps going up, there's gonna be some crazy stuff, and it's gonna involve our team. You're gonna see our team name a lot more.
That's good. I love that confidence he just said. I love that. Like legit. I have no doubt that. Well, here, I want to hear the rest of y'all's answer first. What do you think for the 5 years?
Hey, no, I'm here. I'm letting you guys talk when you guys do your thing, man. I don't have a camera, so
we can hear you just fine, though, man.
Rock. 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we stay together for 5 years. We push as much as we can up here in New England. There's not many fields. There's not many teams, so that's why we show love to Extreme. They show love to us. We're bringing a vibe to Extreme. We're bringing players from all across the country to Extreme for these events, and they seem to rock with it. And we're carrying ourselves well with it. The people around us show love to us. You know what I mean? And Speedsoft in general is It's a new thing. Like these guys were talking about Fest. Before that, there was no official Speed QB Speedsoft at Extreme. We talked to Lenny, which is the owner. We asked him all the time, bugged him, got in his ear.
I had to get him interested.
We should do an event, a Speed QB event, blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the other. And once we did, he was shocked because there was parents on parents and all sorts of fans, and they loved it. They were hyped. People that don't even know Airsoft came and showed up to support their friends, and they were like, wow, this is awesome. This is dope. And then ever since that event, it's all we hear about. When's the next fight night? When's the next PQB night? This, that, and the other, you know? So I feel like if we can keep that intensity and that vibe, it's just going to keep going up. It's going to get more popular.
I think people just love competing, man.
Yeah, it's competitive, man.
Yeah, it's that competitive competitive feeling. Like, I don't know where Extreme is located at, but I'm assuming y'all are close to a high school or a few high schools.
They're Rhode Island is where they're at.
Rhode
I know
Island.
you was at the end of it. You popped in there.
Our base, like, player, like, the people that watch us and the people that, like, come support us, I'd say 60% of them are kids.
Yeah.
Like, they're all youngins. They're all, like, the young dudes that just love watching the videos. Like, I have a kid, Ryan, and his dad, and, like, I was the first player they ever met out there. Like, the Extreme was like, hey, like, we got a new guy. The dad and his son, and they're really cool, and they just want to, like, you know, learn about Airsoft in general. You know what I mean? And they just came to rent one day. You know, never played Airsoft, didn't even think of it. You know, his son just was like, yeah, let's do it. So happily they met me, and we're like, oh, damn. And his son now is crazy. He's a beast. He loves it. You know what I mean? I've watched him in the past few months just grow up and, like, really turn into, like, you know, just like a young adult, and just, like, understanding the concept of playing and doing this type of stuff. So it's really, really cool to have, like, a fan base that's, like, younger, and they can learn from us older guys that, like, want them to play for us and want them to be the next generation of NESS. You know what I mean?
Right.
Make sure that sport doesn't die.
Right. All right, so our main field, the field that we play at the most is ACS. It is literally, I think, a couple miles away from a high school. And we bring that younger base here, and a lot of it, majority of the time, is, like, kids that are in a competitive sport already, that have that competitive feeling. And it just, you bring it over to the airsoft field, it's just the same thing. Like, that's what got me started. I used to wrestle in high school. I still had that competitive drive after leaving high school. And I was like, I got to find something to do. And I ran into airsoft, and then I ran into Speedsoft, and I was like, I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bro, we're all like in the same position. Like, I know Brett and I feel the same way. Joey, he didn't really play as much sports in high school, but he grew up with an older brother that loves Airsoft.
Right.
I think it was trying to find the sport to play. I went into sports. I went to a lot of sports, but it was just, I never, like, fell in love with it. And then I played Airsoft, and we started doing Speak QB stuff, and I was like,
he's like,
we're gonna be here.
Because Airsoft is the coolest sport ever. It really is. It is the coolest shit ever.
It's the only sport where guys that are, you know, 50 can relate with guys that are 10, 11, 12. And everyone just has mad fun. That's the cool part about it. You can't play high school sports and say, oh, you know, like, all these old heads are out here beating our asses. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's different with Airsoft. We have everybody.
Facts.
Yeah, the community, man. And you're talking about the kids, man. The kids are the future of the Airsoft. I mean, because to touch back with what you said, talking about, you know, seeing it exploding, I agree with that completely. I am wholeheartedly confident to say that this is we are I think we're pre-explosion right now. We are in the rumbling before this bomb explodes, and I have no doubt that one day we'll see Airsoft in an NXL kind of level. I think that'll eventually be to that point. The more and more it grows, I mean, we think of how many more teams show up, how many more people show up. You're talking about visitors, you know, players bringing friends, more and more comes, and then somebody's interested, comes get a rental. Next thing you know, he's got $2,000 of gear already, you know, going in debt. I mean, we all do it. just so much interest and passion, and that's what I love too. Is there's even within the age gap, a lot of the players. So I play on PBZA, and they are all in their early 20s, and one's not even 20 yet. I'm 33, but yet even with our difference of age, and then one of our players is 45. Pops is 45, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
And there's
45,
and it's
46.
you can't even see the age difference there. We clown on each other. He calls me 900 all the time, but there's the age gap. But man, we have such a bond in one thing. It's like it's not even there. And then like come out there with a little 14-year-old, 15-year-old, or a 10-year-old, and just watching them run and doing the same thing, man. It's so cool how it unites like that at such a level. So I have no doubt that the 10-year-old we see now, in 5 years. So when this 5 years is up and we look back, that 10-year-old is going to be a 15-year-old. That 15-year-old is probably going to be, slapping people on the field. He's great. He's learned that, and
we are building that new generation of youngins that are going to be like ready to go, like when the time comes. You know what I mean?
And I think that explosion of young kids hasn't even came yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done anything with like the whole phase thing and how they're recruiting people. But they're a gaming community and a gaming company. They're a team, and I think Airsoft is going to start getting into like the whole gaming community and the MLG, whatever. And there's gonna be a relation there. And when FaZe and all these gaming companies that are huge, Demo, he's in the gaming Airsoft.
Bro, what gamer doesn't want to go out and actually go
exactly.
shoot?
Play some real quality.
And when we get some like people that are up here that are starting to play Airsoft, like that's when we're gonna see that huge difference and that explosion that's gonna happen, and we're gonna be prepared.
Yeah.
That's what we're working towards. We know that this is going to happen eventually. It's just how are we going to react to it, and how are we going to
sustain
like
it.
everything that we've been building. Take those players in.
Yeah.
Dude,
go ahead, E.
I feel like, because I'm a big gamer myself, I feel like once that merge happens between the gaming and the Airsoft community, it's going to take off like that, because the gaming community itself, they have their champion. Yeah, they have their championship. They have their world championships. There's like world teams competing on game levels. What was it, like a couple years ago? The championship was held off in Halo, if I'm not mistaken. Like, dude, that is amazing. And having that, not the same thing, but like having that feeling of like being able to pick up a gun and like run around with your teammates and have that same exact competitive feel in real life. You're only increasing yourself as a better player in game and out of game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think where it changes and it's a little bit different from paintball is like I can run out there with my Milsim build and still knock people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm running it. I haven't been running a primary HPA. I've been running an AEG doing this. You know what I mean? So me and my brother have been switching off between pistols with green gas mags, and I just got the Monk adapter, and then I'm going to like an AEG, you know what I mean? And I just run a G&G 5.56. Everything in it is just built up, and that's it. That's all I use.
I'm waiting on my Monk adapter. Talking about that,
it's nice. It's crispy.
Like I know Steve.
I'm having too many gun issues at the moment.
Too many gun issues. You guys both have the Glock one?
No. So I have the Tokyo Marui coming.
Okay. So you're going to be running that on a 5.1 or a 4.3?
5.1. Actually, if I can find mine. Give me a second.
I don't have my guns with me.
What you need to do is give me that nozzle spring. That's what you should be looking for right now.
Say what?
I said you need to be looking for that nozzle spring.
Bro, I have one. I would send it to you right now.
I'd appreciate it. I can get one tomorrow. I know I can if you don't have one. But
all right, so I'm currently rocking the Lancer Tactical 5.1 High Kappa, and the nozzle spring that he's talking about. I thought I had another one. Is actually in this gun. I'm sorry. I looked as soon as I got home. Before I even got on the cast, I looked and I was just. But dude, I've done like minimal. Like you said, I've done minimal upgrades to this, and it runs just as well as like a $2,000 iPhone.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's that's just internal, like nozzle, inner barrel, pop up, like rotating arm, and a new trigger. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I've done.
See, and this is even the touch. Keeping on the circle here of 5 years is to think of how far we will go with tech when it comes to guns and things that we have in 5 years. I mean, some are getting. I'm not a fan. No bash at y'all, Adam. But the new Adam one or whatever you call it, the one that looks like a space gun. You know what I'm talking about? That black one.
Well, yeah, we had one in our hands before. It'll
That-
probably be there tomorrow.
Might be there tomorrow. That one, it works for some people. It's just not a me thing. But I'm thinking of like how futuristic of things we're already getting, and the companies that are already changing. They're using the platform, but then they'll put their own tweak to it. So we're starting to see more like carbon rails. We're seeing different adapters. Shout out to Monk for that one. The newest adapters. You got Tap doing it. You got Primary doing it. More people are coming up with grips. Just new companies. I mean, even with the Lancer Tactical, they done got on board and was like, hey, let's make this TM spec because we know which direction this is going, and making things more compatible. And it's just like to think of like, what they come out with like an F4 one day, different engine. It's just something that's better.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and we're still in the beginning of this. We are pre-explosion. We're watching, the earth shake and this thing getting, really kicked off. It's still new. It's still highly new. So it's nice, and it's just exciting to think of. And it's really great to hear, especially from y'all, that what is...
It's the spring.
Is that... Did you just take it out?
No,
No way you did that fast. I'm about to say, I was like, no way you did that fast.
That's the
He's
other
over here
one.
like.
Yeah, I was like, man,
No,
I
don't
should
get
sit
it.
on with you. Like,
Don't get it wrong. I can get into it that fast. Not that part that fast.
what's,
All right, time.
But yeah, what I'm loving sitting here talking to y'all, I'm loving the confidence and the enthusiasm that y'all have. I haven't seen that in a while. It's really exciting, so I have no doubt that Extreme is going to really do some stuff, and y'all are going to take a big part in that. Because you can just hear it in y'all's voices, the confidence in what y'all. I believe y'all when y'all are like, I mean, what you plan on doing. I can see it from the two of you. I can see it on your face. You smile when you talk about it. You can see the love and the passion you have for the sport, and that's what's so much needed to keep it growing. Because if not, it could be just another weekend hobby that we get burned out on. And I don't think this is it. I think this is.
Bro, it was a weekend hobby for me for about 5 years.
It can be, yeah,
I
and
mean-
then it just transforms into something else. I know for myself, I started playing Airsoft with my 15-year-old. It was something for me and him to kind of connect more. I was dropping him off at ACS, and I was just like, man, that's kind of low-key cool,
That's
And
what I've been
then
doing with Joey.
I was like, I'm just going to play with him, and bro, I got shot in the face with I had dye mask on. I got shot in the face, but something about getting shot in the face made me fall in love with Airsoft. I was like, that was cool, and I run back to my spawn and I get it, and now it has became not only just something that I do, but it's literally affected my entire life. The people I've met, the things I've got to do, I've got to travel, I've got to meet more people. I mean, not only teammates, but homies, but man, they're like my brothers. I talk to these guys every day. I spend a lot of time with them. It's just, my personal life is just changed in a better way. And Airsoft is to thank that. I have Airsoft to thank for that. And it's really exciting to think of, I'm excited 10 years down the line. I'm 33, but eventually I'll still be playing at 43. I have no doubt, as long as I'm capable.
Oh, hell yeah.
But just to think of where it'll be then, it's just really exciting, and it makes me want to do more. Like, what else can I do to,
That's all
yeah,
I
it
do.
just gets these wheels turning. Sometimes I gotta take a break, but it just gets the wheels turning. Like, man, like, let's watch this grow, watch this explode. I mean, we got.
And I really think that's where we come in, because we have a lot of great ideas to just separate, and communicate with different aspects of not just Airsoft, but just like social media and just putting Airsoft in places where it's not. You know what I mean? Getting our Airsoft community where it needs to be, and not just in, you know, our fields. Like, we gotta really get out to these people that want to do something with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
social media is extremely. I mean, it can be overwhelming for some, but it is extremely important to put things out there. And social media has helped change my life too. I mean, a year ago, I never thought I'd be doing this, talking to people from Rhode Island. You know
It was crazy when we woke up with like millions of views, and I think we got up to like
85,000 followers.
85,000
Man,
followers.
That's awesome.
Really quick, like this.
All this
And it
happened
was-
so fast.
It all
And
happened.
obviously, TikTok's a little different, but at the same time, like, you start looking at the views, and like every time you freaking, drag it down to check it for, refresh it, you see 100, 200, 300, 400. It just goes up, and you're like, damn, like,
Every
people
day
really
we would
want to
wake
watch
up
this.
and we would just have another million views.
Yeah.
But the only thing about TikTok is they do not like Airsoft.
No.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
We went on live with, I think I was one of our first lives that we did on TikTok, and we got 500 views, and like 20 minutes in, we got
Canceled.
like, temporary ban.
Yeah. Did you appeal it?
It was I appealed it, but I have no clue what they're gonna
I had
do
him
with
pull
it.
down some stuff from me when I first did. Now TikTok has not been.
We had over 20 videos taken down
Yeah. See,
that were blowing up. Like, we had
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of views on some of these, and they got taken down.
Yeah,
It
there's
sucked.
some restraint. I mean, I even with this platform, I haven't had YouTube yet. Well, not Discord, but YouTube is where it's going.
YouTube's great. I like YouTube.
YouTube is doing me right. Now I know they don't like Airsoft too much, but I haven't had an issue yet. I've never had them flag anything like I've heard anyone or anything like that.
Yeah.
They know it's Airsoft.
YouTube's definitely solid, other than like,
Only music. You got to be careful with the music.
Oh,
You gotta
yeah.
Make sure that you go through the app.
Which I use Epidemic Sound, so I can use anything that's on there, and I pay a fee every month. I can use whatever. I don't get no copyright strikes, and not to mention, if one of y'all happen to want one, I have a link, and it gives you a free trial for a month. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, for sure.
So
Joey
just
will
throwing
put
it out
that down.
there.
that's a plug.
It's a plug. But yeah, music, things like that. Now, some people put, silly stuff out there. I mean, it sucks. Sometimes you can't use your favorite, Lil Wayne song or whatever, fill in the blank. Which it can be a bummer, but hey, you go over to a different platform like TikTok, often the song's there. And then a good loophole for that is using TikTok. You download the video, you save the video, and then upload it to YouTube as a short. YouTube recognizes it's from TikTok, and they won't flag your video because they're like, this is a TikTok video. So you kind of find loopholes around that. So
You got like the fishy quality. You're
yeah,
like, oh, this
sometimes
guy.
now
yeah,
Facebook is down
110
quality and most stuff.
megapixel.
Yeah, but the platforms themselves it's very entertaining. I mean, I check my stuff every day. It's really awesome to do more things on. I mean, Instagram. It's nice to follow people, see things, see new interests. I mean, I'm 99% sure that's where I met y'all, more or less. I was gonna say just Instagram is where that
Instagram.
originally
I
came
think-
from.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to look for like the new social medias coming up, do some research on that, and that's where I think we're gonna blow up whatever we're doing here. And I think you guys should really look into like Web3 and all the new platforms coming out, and like Twitter has like a new thing called Spaces, and you can jump on there and do like a podcast type thing where it's all you do is talk, and people can imagine all the viewers that are watching right now want to ask a question. You can let them in and come like ask any questions that they want to do.
No, they're
on
welcome
Twitter.
to do that right here too. Because
You could do, yeah, exactly.
this
You
is
could
our-
do that right here.
This is our.
But they make
general one.
it really easy on Twitter. If you ever want to try that stuff, there's a community on Airsoft over there too.
Yeah, it's really good to see
Okay.
more and more platforms. I have to. All right, here's a question: how did you come up with the team name?
Yes.
We had a group chat with how we all started. We had a group chat on Snapchat. We just had all of our buddies that played every weekend, and it was, hey, do you guys want to get together this weekend? So that escalated to a legit team group chat, and everyone, we just sat down and said, all right, brainstorm, send some names
we had
out
like
there.
a bunch of crazy names.
We had a ton of names.
Yeah.
And then Earl, I think, said New England Speedsoft, and we cut it down short to NESS. And then from there came our logo and all sorts of just brainstorming logos, and it's simple as that, really. We're just brainstorming. What do you think flows? And then New England, we're the only team up here, really. So that's...
Well, it's more so like the representation of all of the teams that are out here. Like, we got Oracle, we got 413, which are guys out of Connecticut and Massachusetts. So it's like we have like New England is Vermont, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, all of us over here. So like most of the people that come out and play at Extreme are actually from out of state or even like around the area, of itself. So again, New England Speedsoft was like a really good idea for us because one, it's like healthy and refreshing. Like, it's just, we're not being trying to be these dudes or like something crazy and out of whack. Like, it's just kind of like natural. It was like, New England Speedsoft was good for us, so we could just be like, we're the ones doing it out here in New England. We're the ones making the name for ourselves, making the name for this sport. And that's what we really clearly, that's like what we want to get out to everybody. It's just like,
our team also got guys from all over. We got guys from Rhode Island, Mass, and Connecticut.
And that's
our team's made.
And it shows like a lot of us like have to drive like an hour to 45 minutes, even an hour and a half to just get to Extreme. Like we make that trip.
You said you're paying
a couple times a week,
hours to get to the close. Yeah, pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, the 2 hour drive, like once we're in the car with the homies and we get on the road, I mean, 2 hours don't even feel like 2 hours anymore. To be honest.
Yeah, me and Brett are about to carpool up there tomorrow.
Fight night.
Meet Joey. We go up there usually. So what they do is at Extreme. So first set, we do 3 sessions at Extreme. So it's first session. It's from 11:30 till 3:30. And then second session is when we're going to start splitting the field. So like if you've ever been to Extreme or if you've not been to Extreme, it's a literal big U shape. It's a horseshoe. Our field has an entrance on one side and then it goes in a circle just like a U and then ends on the other side. So both teams start on each point of the U. Okay? And then there's a really bad choke point like the bridge of the U itself. So again, like our field is totally different concept than most fields, and like it's super CQB. Like we got some buildings that are 2-floor buildings. You can run upstairs and you got like a little like police station, but it's super modular. So like every month we go out there and we bring the teams out there, and we go and move the field. So we change it up on everybody.
All the time.
That's super nice because that's like Nashville. And like we don't go every single weekend, but every other weekend or whenever we're doing that, like the field was never the same. Like we were always walking and it'd be one way this weekend. Then you find your little comfortable spot, go up there next weekend, and something really different.
And we like that. We like that.
It's super super nice just to have something different to play on.
Something fresh,
for sure.
You know how far we are from them? 17 and a half hours.
Oh, come on. That's not bad.
That's not bad, bro. Come on.
Hop in the car with the bros.
That's a flight. Is it what the...
Yeah, that's a flight.
Guys,
exactly.
Really, one of these fight nights, you guys are going to come out.
That is a
flight. Like, I know we've talked about it like multiple times of like, hey, we need to definitely get up on an airplane and just start hitting the European scene like all together. Just go somewhere because our sights were at California at first, and then these last 2 years, the European scene is just like.
I got my passport. I'm coming.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, like it's just taking over, and like now our ideas and stuff would just shift completely over. Now we're looking overseas and stuff like that, and that's where I know I want to go. I know for sure Steve wants to go. I know a few teammates. Like we've there's the conversation is there. It's not always there, but like when it's brought up, it's like, all right, so what do we need to do to get this? I think our biggest issue is trying to figure out how to get that and how to get our stuff over there safely. Like how to travel, trying to travel with airsoft gear overseas.
So I saw a video. Okay, so shout out to Speak to Me Junkie. He's one of the dudes out there doing all that shit. You know, he works with Monk. So I watched him. He was, doing like a vlog and just like chilling. And I'm like wondering, like, where is he packing his gun? Like, he came in with one suitcase. I seen him in the video. Like, it was just so where's he packing his gun? Bro parted his gun out and then built it in wherever they were. So like they flew out to a different country. He flew his gun out in his suitcase separately, every part separate. And then he built it out there. So that was one way I thought was pretty cool. So you could kind of like, you don't have to worry about all the TSA check, putting it in a gun case, anything like that. He just like built it out there. But again, he's using like a lot of small stuff. So, if you have like a full case, what are you supposed to do?
Right. No, I think the biggest issue for us, a lot of our guys use, and I know Speaking Junkie as well, use HPA. It's not so far. Like if they told me, hey, you just got to break your gun down like into pieces and travel with it separately, done. Like as long as I got tools, as long as I got tools and I can put it back together once I get to said destination, cool. I'll part it up every single time I travel. For sure. I think our issue is we don't know how to travel with a tank. You have like I've seen, because I've gotten on boards and like asked the question, how do you travel with a tank? Yeah. Some guys say, just shipping it out and like shipping it out like a week before you leave, and I'm like, I don't trust that. That's because so like
sketchy.
Like, yeah, because like if I don't get my tank while I'm at competition, dude, I'm gonna be spazzing out the entire time.
Bro, like, just buy an AEG and build it up.
That's why didn't those cats take flights and bring all their gear with them?
Yeah, they brought like all their gear. They were running HPA, but I'm pretty sure like those guys, whenever they got there, they bought like brand new tanks while they were there. Like just like I think they just bought tanks. They bought their own guns. I'm pretty sure they just bought tanks.
Right, which is expensive and
which is
irrational.
Like like it's cool. It's the idea of having a new tank. All right, cool if you got the money like that, but like for an average Joe to just have to drop $180, $200 for a brand new tank there off
Not even that. How are you gonna get it back?
If you think about it, okay, this is a better way to think about it. Is if you know the field that you're going to, and you hit them up prior, you can call them and be like, yo, I'm going to ship you out my tank. Keep it safe. Keep it, there. Put my name on it. Whatever you got to do. And that's the best way to go about that. You ship the tank separately. Don't even try to bring that on the flight.
Yeah.
Which most fields will probably be like chill with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Extreme, like when they're super like inviting to the people who came
want to travel.
Yeah, that want to travel, and you just hit them up, and whatever needs to get done will get done.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that is you have to make sure your tank is like completely out of air.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like you just got to take the whole
take everything out.
Dry it. Yeah.
It's just I know it's super sketchy.
It's doable. You know what I mean? Like imagine you guys wanted to come here. Like you could always hit one of us up and be like, hey, like I'm gonna ship you my tank. Like just bring it to the fight night.
Yeah.
I bet. You know
thankfully, even with in the flight, I mean, if you drove it, I mean, obviously it's not an issue at all. But last thing I want to do is drive for 17 hours. So that'd be a flight.
Yeah,
for sure.
The worst
It'd be
I
cheaper
ever did was
to do
Florida.
it in a flight.
Yeah, in Florida it's 24 hours.
I driven all the way to Florida and then back up here. I wanted to like.
That sucks. Like Pensacola, we're 10 hours from Pensacola, Florida. So that's still a pretty good little distance, but I mean,
it was endless. We stopped in Virginia, which was like 13 hours into the drive, and then you like keep going after that the next morning. Yeah, I mean, it's rough. Yeah, it definitely takes a toll on you right before an event too. Like, who wants to do that?
Yeah, I went to Fort Myers back in like 2008, and we left from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And when I hit the state line of Florida, I was halfway there. I was like, I'm hitting the state line of Florida, but I'm just now, halfway.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
goodness gracious, man.
That's how it be down there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I like Florida though.
Florida's nice.
That's definitely like up and coming. Like that's where I want to be at. If I was ever to, have a place, like it's a good little spot down there.
Yeah, it's not
Nice
Florida,
weather,
Yeah,
opportunity.
but pretty sure isn't Florida like banning all HBAs?
Miami. Airsoft's
I'm going
hard.
to. No. I'm going to tell you this. So listen. So the whole thing with Miami Airsoft is like such a ridiculous thing. Like, so some guy got in trouble there with an HPA, and they canceled HPAs. You know what I mean? Coming through that building.
Yeah.
But again, they're proprietary, so there's no other fields like that are like Miami Airsoft out in Florida. You know what I mean? You got outdoor fields, but that's it. So I think that's why people get this like presumption that like Florida banned HPAs. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people think that the whole state doesn't allow people to use HPAs, but again, they don't have any fields out there. So it's like you're gonna go to Miami Airsoft, so it's like they're kind of screwed.
Right.
See, you lose me. I mean, I'm just. I would play with an AEG somewhere. I'll play with it anywhere. But at the same time, it's like if I can have my gun, and I don't run AEG, I run HPA.
Yeah.
So to use mine,
That's
I don't want to build a new gun to go to a specific field.
Yeah, no, that's just a bad idea. It's just like, okay, maybe just ban the player and just call it a day. You don't necessarily have to ban a whole product that's like you can make money off of, and on top of making money off of, it's like a whole community of.
Yeah, I was gonna say you banned it. You're banning a lot of community because there's gonna be a lot of people like, nah, man, I've invested this much money into this.
Yeah.
Like.
It doesn't make any sense, but like some places, they have bad enough issues to where they have to do that. I guess, like I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it's like the owners not being involved with the community, and they're just making
That's
mistakes, not knowing what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
We were on TSA's podcast. This is a good example. TSA's podcast, and we were on with CSL. And those guys were really cool. They were talking about some stuff where like their home field is cool and all, but their manager doesn't really see eye to eye with them. So like a lot of the stuff that they need for their field owner to do, he's not willing to do because he doesn't see any way to make money with it, and he doesn't see the reason as to why to do that. So I think like really just kind of like investing time into like teaching and educating more of the field owners like as to what you got to do, like, and what Speedsoft is like really important because people don't see it like we do. You know what I mean? Like Speedsofters and Airsoft players and SpeedQB players and whatever else, we all look at this sport and we all can see the potential in it, but everybody on the outside is like, oh, these dudes are just fucking shooting each other with plastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they got to see a way to make money as off doing that, and that's just opposed to like the field and what they need.
I mean, talking about just SpeakQB in general, because I generally think about it every day. I mean, I honestly believe once I feel like SpeakQB and the blow up, the pre explosion that Steve says, it started at the wrong time. Like if it wouldn't have started during COVID.
Yeah, COVID put a hindrance on a lot of things. I mean, we didn't see a lot of it here. But it did put a hindrance on a global scale when it comes to airsoft in a lot of ways. Which
That's why COVID got me into there. So.
A little bit, but for us, I seen a spike in like what we were doing, like especially with the online scene. Like COVID actually gave us the outlet to like, okay, I want to actually put my video out because all my friends don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not out playing with me. They don't know what I'm doing. So it's like maybe I can get them into it by showing them what I'm actually doing.
Right.
So that's why I bought a GoPro, because I was like, how can I get all my friends into airsoft in general? Like, how can I get people into it? I was like, I bet. I used to go have a little GoPro back in the day and just like, skateboard and do all different stuff with it. So I was like, all right, let me buy one and just like strap it to the helmet. I seen other people doing it and I was like, all right, this is cool. And I started with like the Slater page to literally just like join my friends together. So it was like, oh, do you guys like what I post? Like, you see what I post? This is dope. They watch the videos. They're like, oh my God, like, hell yeah. And that's when everybody started getting into it. So it was really cool to see, like, during COVID when we were masked up and we couldn't be around each other, even in Airsoft, we were able to go there and just like be friends and have our community.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm talking more like the competition scene in messed up. Because, like, all right, say you're the fight nights.
Yep.
Say, and I'm talking about the Speak UB fight night, their fight night. Say you were able to have an actual crowd, like you were supposed to, watching that fight. Dude, that would have been, not even on the business side, just to be able to have a crowd and be like, dude, this is like something dope you can go sit down and watch and like actually get into.
Yeah.
Those people gotta pay to get in, and you're watching a dope event at the same time. Boom. You're making money.
Field coming up, and that's what we're hoping for.
Right. And I feel like if COVID wouldn't have happened at the timing of the pre-explosion,
we might have been a little further ahead.
Yeah.
I think it slowed some things down, but I mean, I like what Slater
It definitely
said.
made it a little bit wishy-washy and like the whole competition. I hear what you're saying is like, like if it would have been different,
right,
would it have made it even more bigger than it is now?
Right. But I see what you're saying as well. The scene on the online side was also
everybody's
blew up.
watching. Yeah, everyone's bored. They're all sitting at home on their phones now. Like, imagine if we were all out there, hanging out together. It would be dope. But again, like, I think you can reach more people like when people are sitting here on their phones, just like we are. You know what I mean? It's like different. I don't know. I just like think of it in both ways. But I agree with you. I think that if they were allowed a crowd and allowed like more people into it, and that's what we are doing. So like with our fight night, we have a whole lounge area with a TV set up, plexiglass and all that stuff set up, so people are able to watch. Parents, friends, family, everybody comes out and watches. And we even allow people to come out on the field with us. Like, as long as you have a mask, you can come out there and just like watch. We set up separate houses. So imagine like each team has their own little house, right? With the table set up, everything. So we had like 13 teams last time. So all 13 teams had a separate house set up all around the field. And that's where we would call, hey, 413, you guys come out. You guys are going to play Murder Inc. And like everybody would just stage inside the field. So they brought their gear, guns, everything out on the field. And nobody ever had to leave.
I like
what I mean?
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. That's definitely the cool part about Extreme being so modular. And it's literally a vibe. Like when you walk in there, it's like every house is different. You know what I mean? You got all different. You got, Lenny's instead of Benny's because Lenny's the owner. You got like a huge monster truck out there with a 50 cal on it. You got the saloon, and in the background you can hear like, pew, 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 and just lights flickering and stuff like that. It's just a whole vibe there. It's different.
You said,
I think we got to make a trip.
I don't know, that's why I looked it up a minute ago, because that's 17 hours is a monster. You were talking about your GoPro and talking about letting your friends see it and things like that. That's a lot of the way I started doing it. Was just like, man, I just want to kind of record the games out of ACS. And then it turned into every time I was playing, and then just editing this, and then like, all right, let's just keep uploading, and kind of went from there. I gotta ask the question. What do you think? Now it does to me. There's a different. I play different when I have a GoPro on. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think?
I don't know. I used to. Like when I first put a GoPro on, I definitely played different. I played just for the content. But we've been running GoPros for I think like since we started.
I'm not used to it. I don't care how long I run the GoPro.
I got used to it.
I am still not used to it. When I have the GoPro off, I play so much better compared to when I have it on. I'm focused on what I'm filming.
Yes.
I'm focused on that stupid thing on the side of my head because I stick it to my mask, and I like the point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes it a little bit different, and it's cool. But I'm not gonna run that this weekend. I'm not even gonna run my GoPro at all, honestly, because I'm just too worried about it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be in my head.
Yeah, there's been times I've forgot it's there. I do admit that, but I genuinely, when I record or because I do everything, I pre-ideas everything. I mean, well, it didn't start that way, but over time it became that way. I have pre-ideas of what I'm looking for, how I want to make a video. I've already got a song picked, a title picked. All I gotta do is go out there and make the video and a thumbnail. But I have an idea of how I want to do that. And sometimes it's affected me in negative ways because I was more concerned. I was trying to rush and push and do things that I shouldn't have been doing. It was kind of stupid. Like, why the hell did I just go? And then sometimes it's paid off. I get a really damn good, really good shot. 99% of the time when I don't run it is when I get the best killer shot. Something that I did. I'm like, why was I not recording? So sometimes it's just there just in case kind of situation. And I'll just delete everything later on. I'll just refill this card, just kind of delete it later on.
Yeah, we have a whole a storage unit that we have a server. We have a server that everybody can just fill their content in there. I have like a 2 terabyte server, and everybody just from their phone can literally upload their content.
Yeah, it's uploaded right there
to my server. Yeah,
it's nice to have, but at the same time, like, we have so much content. It's like I don't even need to film. It's like
I have 900 gigabytes on just my computer, and then the 2 terabytes on my server.
Yeah, there you go.
I was about to say, literally, just jump drops. Like, I had to go buy more just because I was running out of space.
I delete a lot of it that I let go of. There's a lot that I won't use. I mean, every video I put, I delete. I don't, unless there's been specific times I have, like I've showed that I've gone all the way back to spawn. But normally when I die, kill sign, I'm dead, and then restart coming from spawn. So it's like and that could be a 5-minute video walking back to spawn.
All my edits are on my phone, so I use GoPro Quick app. I do everything on the phone. It'll take me 4 hours to edit a video, I swear to God. Like, even in its low, and it's like, I give props to everybody who does that, and like, I wish I had the money to pay for somebody to do that, but like, I've been doing it from my phone for a long time.
Yeah, I've never done one I've done small things, small little edit things, but never videos that I upload to YouTube. I always use Premiere Pro, edit everything.
It works pretty good. Quick app makes it fun for me. I mean, it's $5 a month. I use it. It doesn't hurt me. I can add my music straight through Apple Music, and it won't copyright it or do anything wrong. Like, so I can upload straight to YouTube or straight to Instagram through that app.
That's good.
With the music, everything.
Yeah, I have the Quick app, but I just don't. I don't edit on it at all. I'm just usually quick back here. I record on this one. I use the Hero 9, or I used the Hero 7 for a good while, and I switched over to 9. But the 9, big reason I went to it was, one, I don't end up using it, but it was a big thing for me then, was the 5K. I'm like, this thing can do 5K, I'm just like, hell yes. It is a bigger camera and such, but things like this, because I was already kind of doing, small videos and stuff like that I do on my channel, but it was more versatile for vlogs or what I'm doing now, going right through it. But it is bigger. It's kind of in the way. Anybody that's got the 9 knows it's like, man, that's a big ass camera, compared to the 7 or a Session.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
How was your come up with doing this? Like, what made you want to do the whole YouTube thing?
At first, it was literally just to kind of just record, and just kind of show how the game went, things like that. Like be able to show the homies or something. Like, hey, do you see that shot? Like look back, like just a good shot. And then it kind of came. I already had a YouTube channel. It was very, very small. I think I had like 20 something like that subscribers. And I was doing little things on Premiere Pro. And it was something I was interested in, but I never thought Airsoft would be what I was going to be doing with it. And I started uploading to that, then it started to get a little attention, so then I kept doing it, and doing it, and doing it, and 16 months later, it's now, doing these sorts of things. And this podcast, this is I think I have it correct. I think it's number 15. So I haven't even done this one this long.
Props to you because it's definitely like, you know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to be doing this.
It is. I appreciate it. It's fun to do. Sometimes there's some days I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like I'm just like I'm too tired, you know, things like that. But
Trying to find people to come onto the podcast, stuff like that.
Yeah, and thankfully, it's been. I mean, we do the PBZ one too. That's how that started out, and then it was. I decided to start doing this one, and have my own vibe to it, my own. Because I say it to my teammates all the time. Like we're a team. I play for PBZ. Everyone will. I feel every one of my team players are like, Steve belongs on this team. He's part of this team, so on and so forth. And I express it back. I'm like, everyone should still have their individuality. Esmond plays on PBZ, but Esmond is also a Leo. He is an individual on the team. So it's like having a solo. So I took that same concept and I'm like, this is something I wanted to do on a podcast. Get to talk to people.
That's
kind of
right.
more one-on-one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna start my own podcast next month.
That's exciting too. And who you having on first? Are you gonna go ahead and bust it out there, or are you gonna leave it? You gonna leave it hush?
You know, actually, yeah, I'm gonna have LA Kappa. I'm gonna have Sutton come on my first podcast, March 2nd.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
we had Sutton on back in August, September or something like that last year.
Back in because not to take over Steve's podcast.
No, you go ahead.
Man, I was just like sitting around and I kept getting questions about high kappas, you know, what my thoughts on the new LT, just, you know, pistols and stuff like that. Because like everybody knows, I'm a pistol guy. Like I'm a big guy, but I still enjoy playing with a pistol. Like if you get a pistol in my hands, I'm I'm all about it. Like I find it. It's crazy. And so I kept finding that there was nobody out there really doing. I mean, like you got breakdown videos, you got install videos, but like you don't have anybody going out of their way to be like, you know, why this part and not this part? You know, why this gun and not, you know, this pistol, not this pistol? You know, what's the difference and similarities between those? Like we were just having a conversation about, you know, before this, you know, will Kingdom Hearts work in the Galaxy? Will this work in that? And situations like that. There's a lack of content out there, and so I think I'm gonna do Leo's Pistol Talks Wednesdays and just help people get information.
It's important. That's important.
Yeah, because there's always that comparison kind of things like that. I mean, if I have a question, the first thing I do is go to YouTube.
Yeah.
If anybody's got it, and often there's times it's not. So I'm like, I got to figure this out. And sometimes I want to do the same video. I mean, we all have. I'm not saying copycat situation, but you have several videos of the same thing, and sometimes putting it in a certain aspect, a certain camera angle, helps more than the other one. So it's kind of putting your own twist to everything. I'm not a tech guy by no means, so at all.
Talking about searching up where to find teching. I had a Tokimarui M870 breacher, and the thing would not shoot, would not cock. It was stuck. Actually, Alex broke it. I gave it to Alex. I had an IGL on it, and he was slam firing the thing.
I took the lives of 3 HVA tap shotguns.
Yeah, you can't give this dude a shotgun. Yeah, he was slam firing it, and then it just stopped cocking. It mid cocked and would not move. You couldn't pump it forward or backwards. I looked everywhere on YouTube. I checked Reddit, and I resorted to Facebook, a Tokimarui Facebook group, and the dudes on there are so cool. They're from all over the world, other countries, and you just drop your problem with your gun. And I had probably 50 different answers, and eventually a guy from the UK FaceTimed me from the Facebook call, and he's like, hey, do this, and swap this out. I did it, and it worked. And it's Facebook's could be toxic, but it's also very helpful. Polestar communities, there's tons of different airsoft communities on there. Just join groups and ask questions. People will help you out.
That's right.
Sound like your cocking spring fell out of place or broke. One of the two.
Not that.
I don't know nothing about those.
Oh my god, I forgot what it was. There was like inside the Marui, there's so many little springs.
Right.
there was 2 of them that weren't where they were supposed to be. So gears were just smashing each other, and it wasn't functioning. I had to take everything apart, every little thing I took apart. And then all my buddies ended up buying shotguns and resorted to me. Hey, can you fix this? Can you fix this? So I became that tech, and I started handing out the advice that I was given. So that's how. It's another thing that's cool about Airsoft. You learn something, you dish it out, and then that person's educated on it. You dish it out. Like our newest member on our team, Doc. The kid builds high kappas and fixes high kappas, and that's all he does now. Everyone resort. Hey, I need a high kappa build. I need a high kappa fixed, and he's our tech. But he techs for everybody. Shout out Doc for sure.
He's a beast.
See,
You want to see a high kappa? That guy will build
Doc.
a high kappa.
He built our own NESS high kappa, and it's pretty
A
good.
couple. He has
Yeah.
a few builds.
And see, that's kind of how, basically, yeah, that's how it started off for me. Like, I got my first pistol was a high kappa. It was an AW high kappa. Worst mistake I've ever made. Kept breaking it and kept fixing it. And then I resorted over to a TM and then upgraded it, and it ran great. And then people kept asking me, you know, I was running into this. Oh, it's this issue. And
Yep. I hear
And
that
Steve-
guy.
yeah, and Steve will tell you, like, he'll, as soon as something goes wrong with that Galaxy AE, I need your ideas on your thoughts on this real quick. And I'll be like, this will work great, but this should do a lot better. And
I don't know about you guys, but we have a drought with a lot of tech work, here. It's really hard to find good, like, tech work. Like, Extreme is good. Like, we got a few techs there, but, like, it's lacking.
As a whole, it's
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, there's questions I still learn, but everything that comes to my guns, I gotta know. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta figure it out. If I don't know, I'm asking questions. Like even E's talking about, I gotta figure it out. My Polar Star, my rifle, I don't let anybody touch it. I have to know everything. Because if it breaks out there, I want to know exactly what it is. Be able to diagnose it very quickly, fix it.
yeah,
I mean, every time we go to a tournament or anything like that, somebody's gun breaks. Mine hasn't broke yet, but I'm gonna knock on wood. But it's
mine
always...
broke last night. Mine broke last night.
Yeah, it's
Nick, and shout out to Nick, the field owner. He literally took my gun and he went and replaced the motor for me. He's like, "Here you go, you're good." I'm like, Whew. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to drop a deuce on that freaking warhead."
yeah, I think that's really good to get in on knowing tech work. I mean, the shop here at ACS, they do tech work, but sometimes there's a lack of it here, and they get so backed up.
That's the thing. They get backed up. There's so many guns that people want modded out, and then fixed, and then blah blah blah, and you don't have somebody for those different areas. You just have one guy.
So we're working on though.
Puts a lot of pressure on them.
Everyone on our team's kind of picking up slowly, learning about how to trigger boards and all sorts of shit. Building guns, fixing guns. That's where Alex is a pistol guy. Doc's a pistol guy. I'm more of a rifle guy. Joey's a rifle guy. Earl's a rifle guy. So we each have our own little niche, and our other teammates use a shotgun. So we're learning our own little niches, and we're gonna come together, and we'll all be able to do some sort of tech work, and that's make the most of it. So we don't have to reach out to other techs, and we can become.
It's part of this airsoft community.
Yeah, you need to know. You need to.
Oh,
know. It's important. Help yourselves, help other people out.
but you're not a true airsoft if your gun doesn't break. That's facts.
Yeah, you don't use it. You don't put in the work.
Yeah, you put no work into that thing.
Yeah, no.
Well, speaking of the TMs, did y'all? I hope that y'all put the hashtag on my video. Maybe.
What
do you mean?
I have a YouTube video that's the 1,000 sub. I finally broke it, 1,000. So I'm giving away a Tokyo Marui.
Okay.
It's on my channel. All you gotta do is hashtag the Tokyo Marui. So it's on.
Yeah,
it's on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna give it away soon. I'm not gonna. Esmond knows, but I'm not saying what it is yet. Because it's kind of one of those I want to get as many people as I can to kind of get into a giveaway opportunity. Because last one there was like people missed out on it kind of thing was commenting.
Yeah, we tried to do a giveaway when we hit 50,000 followers, and there was barely anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people
Nobody
followed
wants
and
free
didn't
stuff,
follow up
man.
with the
It's
giveaway.
so weird.
Yeah, it's algorithms things.
It is algorithm things for sure.
Yeah, I've started to learn that about, especially with TikTok. Trending songs and trending situations, jump on it quick. If you can make it an airsoft related thing, jump on it, because it's algorithm. You do the same thing with YouTube. It's about things you're saying in it, your description, your title, your thumbnail, things like that. Those all YouTube is trying to figure out what you're trying to do,
Exactly.
and it's going to push it out accordingly.
Subgenre.
So, I mean, that's how it flags stuff. If you've seen something violent on YouTube, it's why it pulls it. People's going to see it, but it's not like everybody's watching. The computer's watching it. It's picking up on certain things. So you can use those sort of things to your advantage. YouTube or a Facebook algorithm is irrelevant. It's just kind of whatever. But Instagram does it. Instagram has an algorithm. That's why we all use hashtags. Somebody pulls up a certain thing, pulls up that category. That's how they come across you.
Hell yeah.
So it's a good thing to and to see that many viewers and followers is amazing. Like that's. Do y'all have a YouTube channel at all? Because I don't think I might be subbed, but I'm subbed to a lot, and my algorithm's not showing it.
We don't
I'm the only one with the YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slater's the one.
That's kind of wondering if y'all had the.
NESS.
Earl's got a YouTube.
Earl's got a YouTube too.
Earl's got a YouTube channel. Yeah, but we need a. I've been talking about this for a long time. We need a team channel, like a New England Speedsoft channel.
Yeah.
It's hard to
really
compile everybody's
compile the
videos.
content
That's
together.
the problem. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can edit my own footage, but like, I can't just post myself. Like,
Yeah, we need
whenever
an
I have-
editor. We need an editor. Put it that way.
Yeah,
If we had an editor, we
If
could
we
all
have-
dish.
If we got just like if we had Doc on the team to do like high cap, we need someone who's good at airsoft and can do editing.
Let me go get my magic wand real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We need an editor.
But yeah, we're still up and
Everyone's
coming, and a lot of
interested.
the stuff we're doing is new to a lot of people. It's not just us. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Agreed.
And that's the important thing is not to feel so overwhelmed with what we're doing, because it definitely can get overwhelming.
I can relate to that completely. A lot of things I try to. I'm somebody that's got the character of when I get into something, I get all the way in it. I'm 100% into it, and sometimes that can be a toll. There's been days that I will not, I'll kind of back off from social media in a sense of like I'm getting overwhelmed. There's been times I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks because I'm just like, I gotta chill my brain out. You know what I mean? Plus, I am a dad too. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I have a job. So we start sticking all these things in, and media stuff like that with editing. Or trying to, with what I'm doing, I have a specially made, thing. I have notes in front of me. I have schedule stuff I try to do. You know what I mean? Try to keep up with those sort of things, and that's why I had messaged not long ago, like, what was it, a few days ago on the Instagram? I don't know which one of y'all I spoke to on the Instagram. I was like, hey, are we still doing this? Like,
Speaking to me.
and I forgot, like, for a moment. And I looked back at my calendar. I was like, oh my God, I have one. I was like, are y'all still good? You're still, I'm good with going with it. Cause these I think these are something I enjoy. I enjoy coming on here with different guys from different places, talking with different guys, just learning. And it's a way for 17 and a half hours from where, y'all's field is. That's what I looked up. That we get to interact like this. So it's expanding the community. It's a way for us to just chill. We're kicking it in one room here and just vibing out, and talk. And I think these are a lot of the same conversations that we would have if we were standing in front of each other, if the question was asked. So I enjoy doing this sort of thing, and it's definitely something I'm going to continue to do and see where it goes. But within that, kind of what I'm leading up to is that we are at 1 hour and 30 minutes, and it has flown by very quickly. Because conversations have been rolling entirely. I have not spoke to the chat very much. Speedsoft Australia said this has been a great episode. Speedsoft, you're still in this chat. I appreciate you greatly.
Yeah, bro.
If y'all don't know, that Speedsoft Australia right there will be on with me Monday. I'm super, super pumped about that. It's going to be Mark.
That's sick.
That's going to be really...
Yeah, watching you guys.
It's going to be a really informative one, I think. It's going to be a good chat and good things going on. for the rest of y'all that, Grape Ape, Infamous Venom, I see Jeffson here, Jimmy, all y'all, I always am very appreciative of every one of y'all joining us in this conversation. This one has been an off one because it is Friday, but it was a special one. And to y'all, again, I really do appreciate y'all in the largest of ways. I don't say it just to be saying it. I mean it. I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all do for the community and how y'all grow, because y'all got some potential, and I'm loving the vibes that y'all got going on. Like I'm for real loving it. So I'm gonna really look forward to it. Is there anything y'all want to say to the chat or inform about or anything like that?
Yeah, bro. Show up to Saturday night, tomorrow night. Second session. We're going to be getting into that fight night real quick and doing some practices right before. And hopefully a lot of new players, even people watching it here, they can see that we're really coming out here for the community and just like pushing this whole new wave of like fight club style airsoft. And, we got Extreme on our back. We're just tugging them with us. You know what I mean? So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Steve QB, for giving us this platform. Thank you, Leo, for meeting you, first of all. I'm glad I got to meet you.
Yeah, me too, man.
So thank you guys so much for this. This is what we love doing. This is how we reach out to the community. And I know you see that too.
Yeah. We got to do some linking up in the future. Either we come to you guys or you come to us, or even Europe. Maybe we squad up, go to Europe, anything. Once we figure that out, I'm down for something, traveling. We're down for that.
Yeah, we got to do something.
For sure.
Imagine all of us big YouTubers. Yeah, he's going.
That'd be
That's what I'm sitting here thinking. I'm like, bro, we all link up in Europe for a tournament. That would be all the videos.
That would make a good video. I was about that.
Not just SYG or just the West Coast. Like, imagine like West Coast, East Coast, everybody, all these different teams, all these different people that are out here supporting it. You know what I mean? Just in one place. That'll be serious, bro. We'll be there one day. We'll be there. It'll be like NFL.
Facts. Dude, I just
could
imagine pulling up to EU where they got to, because where they even play at? Where did SYG play at? I'm forgetting the name.
They said they don't have a home field. They said they don't have.
We don't.
No.
We don't really have home field.
We don't have a home field. I'm talking about when they went to EU for the tournament. They played at DreamHack.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. They played at DreamHack. Not only that, like the whole Speedsoft thing was going on. Like the gaming community there, they like a whole bunch of stuff was just going down at DreamHack while that was there. I'm like, dude, I don't even care about playing airsoft there. I just want to just to go.
Yeah. It's a vibe.
Give me the energy. Give me the vibes.
Like that's what I want. I don't even care about playing. I just want the vibes that's going on down there.
Hell yeah. No, I feel you 100%. I think we all do.
Well, again, man, I really appreciate y'all. Blue Mag Airsoft, really appreciate that, man. We really do. Infamous Venom said to see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I see the Infamous guys. That's a big team. Like they're great guys.
Good.
Another team just showing up, to all of our events. They've been really, really close to us. Shout them out.
Well, anybody else got anything to say to the chat or anything like that? Are y'all good?
We love you guys.
Thank y'all for watching.
Thank y'all for hopping on.
Show up to the live.
For sure.
Definitely.
All right, chat. I will get with y'all. Make sure y'all tune in with me Monday. For real, it's going to be a really, really good conversation. Really pumped about it as well. Make sure you get some coffee beforehand, because y'all know that link's in this description. I'll get with y'all next time, though, man. I'm not going to get off here with y'all yet, but I am going to get off this live thing. I'll see y'all.